Hi everyone, my name is Kyle Nee and I'll be your instructor this semester for Calc 2. Now, many of you may have taken Calc 1 with me, and if that's the case, you're pretty familiar overall with the way that this course is going to run. However, if you haven't taken a class with me before, please make sure again that if you've made it this far and you're watching the tour of syllabus video, that you still finish watching all the rest of the videos and finish taking the academic dishonesty quiz at the end. Now in this video we're going to talk a little bit about the syllabus, so about the course as a whole and kind of just what to expect this semester. And so it'll be kind of a loose flyby of all the different components of our class, and we'll get into more details about specifics in other videos. So where do we find the syllabus? First off, you can see here on the left side of Blackboard, there's a syllabus button here. If we click on that, it'll load up a little PDF file, and we can open that here. Now, a couple pieces of important information here this semester. Like I said at the beginning of the video, my name is Kyle. I do prefer to go by Kyle, so please feel free to talk to me and use my first name in communications, whether via email or in office hours. Of course, if that makes you uncomfortable, you can feel free to call me, Professor Nee or something like that. It's totally fine. Reaching me via email is always a reliable way to get a hold of me, and I try to check my email and respond back as quickly as I can. Usually I can tackle emails that come in by about 7 o'clock or so each night. I will have office hours this semester. Hopefully we'll be able to make some good use of that time. They're going to be scheduled in the evenings this semester, so on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, so 3 days a week, I'll have from 7 to 8 p.m. as kind of a standing time. We don't have to set anything up. You can just meet me in the Blackboard Collaborate room, which is where we'll hold office hours. And there's a video highlighting some of the details of how to access that. A couple other big pieces of information. We don't have a textbook for this class. Technically, there is a textbook that's listed here, but it's a free online textbook. We don't really follow it that much. I've created all the materials for the course that we'll end up using. And so there's hopefully then a very limited cost for the class overall to you. We're going to be doing notes the same way that I do with all my classes, which is via lecture guides. And so having some place to store these, whether you have paper copies and you're going to put them in a folder or something like that, or an electronic storage space, make sure you have that set up and ready to go. There's some withdraw dates here. I'm not in charge of withdrawing you from a class, so just be aware those are things for you to know, not for me to know. Okay, so let's get to the real important stuff. What is this class going to look like, and how is it really going to function? What is it that you have to do on a given day? So here's some important information. First off, we're going to be providing all of our lectures via videos that are going to be posted to YouTube. And you're going to have a calendar for the course, which we'll discuss in our next video, about what exactly it is that you're supposed to be doing on each individual day of the semester. It's scheduled in a 5-day format, just as if we were meeting face-to-face. So you'll watch those lecture videos, and then I have a bunch of worksheets and solutions that you can use to go practice the concepts that we talk about in those videos. And so you should go through and work on those. Of course, I'll be available in office hours and also by appointment to answer any questions that you might have. Again, if you can't make those office hour times, let me know. We can try to set up something else. I'll have homeworks then every week that are going to cover the material that we've learned throughout that week. So those homework assignments will be given roughly out on every Tuesday, and they'll be due the next Monday by midnight. Okay? And these are collected for a grade, whereas the worksheets and stuff are not collected for a grade. Then about every 4 weeks or so, we'll have an exam. We'll have 4 total exams this semester, and then we'll have a comprehensive final at the end of the semester. So all in all, in terms of the grading structure, this is what it's going to look like. We're going to have 11 homeworks that you're going to submit. We're going to have 4 exams, and we're going to have a final. And so that totals up to be 1,000 total points in the class. My class should be one of the easiest classes to calculate your grade in because everything's just out of a flat 1,000 points. It doesn't matter where you earn points, but as long as you earn 900 or more, you get an A. In the 800s, you hit a B, 700s, you hit a C, so on and so forth. Okay, so you should always know pretty much at every point in the semester where you're at and how many more points you need in order to achieve the grade that you desire. So a couple other quick flyby things here just to make note of. For homework assignments, there are actually going to be 13 assignments that we're going to give out this semester, but only the best 11 are going to count towards your final grade. So this actually means that Blackboard is going to be dropping your lowest 2 homework scores, and so you actually won't even see a total amount of points accrued towards your grade until you've submitted at least 3 assignments to Blackboard, because your first 2 assignments by default will actually be dropped since they are your lowest. Okay. I have some guidelines here about homeworks and kind of how to understand how exactly you're supposed to be going through them, and I'm not going to read through all those details here. I'm going to assume that you're going to read through all the details of the syllabus on your own. We have stuff here with exams. These are the tentative dates of the exams. I do expect those to be pretty much the same, and I don't foresee any changes between that. The final exam is listed here, so we already kind of know when it's going to be. There's a final exam policy in the course that you can be aware of, and you should, of course, make yourself very aware of the exam guidelines. Okay. A couple things that I'll talk about very, very quickly here is just how to be successful in the class. Calc 2 is a pretty tough course. It takes a lot of time and a lot of effort, and so some of the most important things to do are to first come to class. Now, we're not meeting in person this semester, but that means you got to show up every day. You got to show up to watch the videos. You got to show up to do your practice. You actually got to engage the content. And that really can't just be like 1 day a week, 2 days a week, where you're cramming everything in. It's not going to work well. So make sure that you do try to stay on schedule. It's going to be very, very important. Ask questions. Okay, I'm here to help via email or via office hours or by appointment. Work on completing that recommended homework, which would be like the worksheets, as well as the graded homework. Practicing with worksheets is crucial. You want to do a little bit of practice every day to make sure that you're on top of stuff. I'll point out just a couple other ones here. Spend a minimum of roughly 2 hours studying for every hour spent in class. So if you spend about an hour watching lecture videos, you probably need almost about 2 hours of practice to start to feel really comfortable with that concept that was discussed. So that's a lot of time. Perhaps you might be able to feel like you've mastered the concept in less time, but that's definitely a good recommendation. And one of the really key things here, and we'll drive this home all semester, is that you need to make sure that you're working hard to understand the ideas of what we're talking about in this class. A lot of times people tend to look at mathematics as just a bunch of steps or processes that they follow. And if you have that sort of viewpoint, if you just need to know, well, what do I do step 1, step 2, step 3 for every problem, but you don't really know what you're doing or why you're doing it, you're going to have a really hard time as this semester wears on. You might be able to cut it for the first exam or 2, but by that 3rd or 4th exam, things will have mounted up. It's just going to be too much. So really try to engage with the ideas. We're going to spend a lot of time, in some of these videos. We're going to do a 30-minute proof of a concept. That's an important video to watch. You got to wrestle with that. You got to exercise those, those mental muscles to try to make sure that you're really understanding and developing the skills to kind of read and write mathematically. All right, so the last things that I'll point out here is that on the last few pages of the syllabus here, it's just a bunch of information about some different resources that are available on campus or that are available online through the college. So please make sure, again, to take a look at all this stuff that's listed here, and I included as well a copy of the daily calendar in the syllabus here. Again, in future videos, we'll go over in more detail some of the specifics of the course. And if there's anything that you feel like I didn't cover as much as you might have preferred and you have some questions, by all means, shoot me an email, let me know. I look forward to having each of you in class this semester, and for many of you, having you in class again. And I hope to see many of you during office hours, or at least to converse with you via email. So best of luck this semester, and I look forward to hearing from you all.